Okay guys, so we're gonna do the first 4 people in our character chart. So we're gonna start with Ramona because she's our main character. Then we'll go to Beatrice, her sister. Then Mr. and Mrs. Quimby. And then Willa Jean. And then later on another day, you're gonna have the other 4 do, which is gonna be Howie Kemp, Danny, the yard ape, Mrs. Whaley, her teacher, and Bruce, Willa Jean's friend from preschool. But for today, we're just gonna do the first 4. So the first one is Ramona Quimby. So obviously she's our main character. Now for these are important facts. We're not gonna write it in sentence form since we're gonna have a lot of information. We're just gonna kind of take notes. So we're gonna use commas. So our first point is that she's our main character. Then I'm gonna put a comma. She's in the 3rd grade and 8 years old. We know that. She lives with her parents and Beezus, her sister, right? And then I'm going to write that. And then the last point that I'm going to write is sometimes she can have a little bit of a temper, meaning that sometimes she gets a little frustrated and angry, which is totally normal for her age, right? Because she's only 8 years old. But that does play a part in her character. Now here, we don't need a period because it wasn't a full entire sentence, right? These were just notes. Another note is if you didn't have room, that's okay. Just add another line, no big deal. Then here, what do you think you're gonna have to do there? Yeah, you're gonna have to draw a photo. So just draw a picture. You can create your own picture that you think she looks like just from the description of the book, or you could even look on here and see that this is Ramona and kind of draw a picture of Ramona off that. Now, it can be her full body, it can be just her face. It's totally up to you. And don't worry if it's not perfect. Okay, our next one is going to be Beatrice, but she's nicknamed Beezus, right? So that's probably our first note is that sometimes she's called Beezus. That's her nickname. And obviously she is Ramona's big sister. And then we also know that she's a junior in high school, right? She talks about, oh, I'm going to high school, and Beezus is all proud of that. But Ramona's like, no, you're not really in high school. You're in junior high school. You're in 6th grade. So really, Beatrice or Beezus is kind of acting older than she really is. She's not really in high school, but she likes to think she's way older, right? Okay, again, if you don't have room, you can go over the line a little bit. You can make another line underneath, no big deal. Then you're gonna draw a picture of Beezus. Now, this is a picture of Ramona and this is a picture of Ramona. So that's okay that you don't have a picture to go off of. Just create your own, what you think she looks like. If you'd like to pause it here, this would be a great place to pause so you could catch up on these two, Ramona and Beatrice. Okay, the next one is going to be Mr. and Mrs. Quimby. So definitely the first point that we want to say is that they're Ramona's parents, right? They're Ramona and Beezus' parents, but really we're tying everything back to Ramona because she's the main character. So she's Ramona's parents, and then Mrs. Quimby is a receptionist, that's her job. And Mr. Quimby only works 1 day a week because the rest of the time he is going to college to be an art teacher. So let's write about that. So this one was a little bit longer since there's 2 people in it. So if you don't have room, just add another line. Now here you can draw a picture of both Mr. and Mrs. Quimby. Okay, pause here if you need to catch up on Mr. and Mrs. Quimby. Okay, our last one, Willa Jean. She is a funny one. She is super goofy. She's only 4 years old, so that is a point we want to say. She's Howie's little sister, but she has a lot of personality, right? She is super goofy and kind of drives Ramona a little bit crazy because Ramona ends up always getting blamed because she's the older one, so they think she should be the one who's in control. But really, it frustrates Ramona, right? So we're gonna kind of tie all that together to describe Willa Jean. Okay, there's Willa Jean. So here you're gonna draw a picture of Willa Jean. And if you have not caught up on this, make sure to catch up. Maybe pause it and catch up on it. So we just finished all of them. So if you need more time to go back, rewind the video, go back, so you can catch up on all of these, because you should have Ramona, Beatrice, Mr. and Mrs. Quimby, and Willa Jean. You can draw the pictures now for all of them. Then next time, we'll have Howie Kemp, Danny the Yard Ape, Mrs. Whaley, and Bruce. Okay guys, thanks for listening.